Hello, welcome back to my channel. We've got a special guest, Kenji, today. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a chit chat, get ready with me whilst I do my go-to makeup look. I asked questions on my Instagram. How cute my phone case is. Okay, let's get started. Where are these questions? I'm actually going to a dance class tonight and I'm going to film some content before, so I thought it was a good time to do a little chit chat video whilst I get ready. Question 1. Did you go to university, and if so, how did you find balancing your business/content with uni? So yes, I did go to uni. I went to the Uni of Birmingham. I graduated... When did I graduate? Maybe 3 years ago now. I think 3 years ago. I studied biosciences and then I specialised in... Also, I know this looks really a lot darker than my skin, but my face is pale, or paler. So that's why. Yeah, anyways, as I was saying, I studied bioscience. And then in my last year, I specialised in zoology. I liked uni, but I had when was it? That COVID start, all that COVID, that all happened. I think it was towards the end of my first year was when we all had to kind of leave and then lockdown happened. So, I'm getting really distracted, sorry. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, my first year was cut short by a few months, and then second year and third year, we did have lectures again, but I didn't go because I was just over it at that point. And also my mum was planning to move to Japan, so I didn't want to live in Birmingham when I could be living at home with my mum. And all the lectures were recorded on, what was it called, Panopto, something like that. So I just didn't go in, basically. I didn't go to any lectures. Anyways, sorry, the question was, how did you find it balancing content and your business? I feel like I was really staring off the question just then. So when I first went to uni, I wasn't really doing content like that. My page now, which is Lottie Hutton, used to be called LH Fit UK, and I just used to post gym content, but it wasn't... I think I maybe had 3,000 followers or something. I didn't have too many. I actually started content properly, making content in lockdown. So I guess that was during uni, but like I said, I was living at home and my mum was helping me do my content. And when I say content, I mean I go to a car park and take an outfit pic, but I wasn't getting paid for anything. It was more just a hobby. And then, so yeah, I didn't really feel like I was balancing anything. It was more just filling out the time in lockdown and doing something with it. And that's kind of when I realised how much I liked it. And so yeah, I'd say that's when I properly started. Even though I was making fitness content before, it was more just as and when I felt like it. And then I only started working on off-duty properly in the past year. So obviously graduated already. I don't know, when did I start thinking about the idea of off-duty? Obviously I didn't have the name for it, but when I had LH Fit UK and I was in my first year of uni, I knew I wanted to do something with it. So as I was studying zoology, I've always been interested in conservation, sustainability, and I just thought, what are all of my hobbies combined? What could I do with it? And I thought of making starting a sustainable activewear line, or a fitness line that contributed some of their profits towards a charity of my choice. Obviously I'm not doing that with off-duty as of yet, but I'm thinking hopefully in the future when it's a bit bigger I can work on that a bit more, but it's just not really possible once it's just me doing it. So right now it's not possible, but that's the long-term goal for it. But it hadn't started yet, so I wasn't really balancing anything other than just uni, and then like my hobbies. Next question is, how old are you? I am 24. I turned 24 in October. Cardio first or weights first? I don't know. I think each of their own, to be honest. I don't really feel like there's a right or wrong. I think anyone you ask will say something different, but it's really just dependent on how you want to train. I don't normally, actually that's a lie. When I'm training like a high roxy circuit vibe, I will start my like circuits with the like cardio parts. I'll be doing all the running and the rowing, and then I'll move over to the weights. So that's what I've been doing, but again, I don't know. Obviously everyone trains differently, and it depends on how you want to do it, I think. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I'm not qualified, so don't take my word for it, but I honestly think whatever you feel like you might be one of those people that has more energy once you get going, so you might want to finish it off with some cardio. Pretend you just fell into the bath. Or you might just want to get it out of the way and start it first, or you might want to do cardio days and then weight days, so you split them up completely. I think it's each their own, honestly. Okay, let me dust this off. Literally all my makeup is just laid out inside my sink, so I'm just rummaging around in my sink to find stuff. What is your heritage? So, let me do my nose quickly. My mum is Japanese, and my dad is French and English. So I'm half Japanese, a quarter French and a quarter English. If someone was your soulmate but they're bad for you, would you let them go? I feel like if someone's your soulmate, then they wouldn't be bad for you. So yes, you should let them go. I really am like a firm believer of like the people that you know aren't meant for you. Once they kind of, you do this, or like for whatever reason, you might remove them or you just distance yourself, whatever. Like basically when one door closes, many other open. So I think if someone's bad for you and you know that they're bad for you, A, they're not your soulmate, and I think you always know what the right thing to do is, and that's to, you know, you can remove people that aren't good for you and you don't need to feel bad about it. You're just doing what's best for you to protect yourself. So I think, and I think, I don't know if I believe in like soulmates, but I believe that like, you know, when you know, you know. And I think if you're doubting it or questioning it and you feel like they're not good for you, then deep down you know that it's probably best to remove that person. And I think you have to make those bigger decisions sometimes for the greater good for both of you. So yeah, that's what I would say. I think I've had people in the past who I thought I loved a lot, but in hindsight now I've grown up and, you know, my frontal lobe has developed. It's like lust, not love. I'm assuming this is the context you're talking about when you say soulmates, like more of a love than a friendship. But yeah, I think these are all just lessons and skill sets that you learn as you get older, and then you see the benefits of them. So you have more confidence in yourself and what you think as you go through these kind of situations, because it only grows you and betters yourself. Okay. What inspires you? I like this question. There are people that inspire me. So a lot of my friends and family inspire me in different ways. I could like sit here and list, but obviously everyone inspires me differently. So I'm not going to go through a big list of people, but like my parents really inspire me, both of them for different reasons, and my sister. So there's obviously people, I need a mirror that's a bit closer up, otherwise my eyebrows can look really bad. Do you know what? Let me answer this once I've done my eyebrows, because yeah, so obviously different people in my life that inspire me. And then I don't know, I don't know how to really like word this, but I feel like just life is really inspiring. Like there's so much to do and to learn, and I think I feel really lucky every day. Oh, okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. My setting spray got knocked over by his tail and he ran off. Don't be such a baby. I was just about to do this then. Yeah, as I was saying, I feel very lucky and grateful to be in the position I am and to have the opportunities I do, and I think that excites me and that inspires me. So yeah, I don't know if that made any sense. Have you been to Dominican Republic? Yes, I went this year. I went in March. I loved it, it's so good. It's one of my favourite places I think I've been to. Gym split. My split isn't really a permanent split, I'm not gonna lie to you, like it does change often. I find that when I'm filming certain things for content, obviously I film a lot of fitness content, it's a bit difficult to always stick to an exact split because sometimes I need to film certain things. And with work and marathon training and everything else, it's a little bit difficult to always stick to a split. I forgot I had a tea. But I train legs maybe 2 times a week. It used to be 3, but I think it's about 2 now. I do intervals one day, like a high Roxy big circuit another day. I do 1 long run and 1 shorter run a week. So that's the general vibe of what it is, but it can change a little bit depending on what I've got on that week. Tell us the story of how you got to where you are. I don't know why that question just that makes me really happy. I don't know why. Okay. I'm going to try and concise this a little bit. Concise this? I don't think that makes any sense. I'm going to try and shorten this a little bit. But, so obviously I went to university and then lockdown happened. So I started filming a lot of content in lockdown. Mainly like fashion stuff, a few fitness things, and then I got signed to a modelling agency in lockdown, and that's how my modelling, can I call it a career? I don't really do it so much anymore, but that's where like my modelling journey started. I didn't actually get any jobs for a year, so I think if you've had experience in modelling, you'll know it's really difficult. And it's quite challenging, but I knew I really wanted to do it, so I just kept going, kept filming content. I'd go out and do my content days. So I think, just going off topic a little bit, if you want to start content, just do it. Like, you have to start somewhere. And sometimes I see these TikToks where people are like, oh, just me taking my suitcase out to like film loads of content that no one asked for. But everyone, like, people love it and it can go so far that I think just do it, because that's what's got me to where I am now. But anyway, fast forward a year, I get my first modelling job, which was with Tala. I looked very different to how I look now, but that was my first job I ever booked. I had a couple jobs slowly roll in, but they were like one-off jobs. Like I had a little like pizza commercial job and other little like unwrack, which is here down, so unrecognisable, your face isn't in it. Had a few of those modelling jobs, and I think I was just really wanting to make it, and it was a bit of a slow journey, and I think it was really hard. Like, it was really hard because I get upset often about it, but I just kept pushing, and then I got really into running. I had like a little home gym. Sorry, I said I'd make this a short story, and it's just not going to be a short story. But I was using my home gym. I remember in lockdown, I sold like everything in my wardrobe just to be able to buy gym equipment. And if you were looking at gym equipment in lockdown, you'd know that everything was like 3 times the price of what it would be not in lockdown. So I was just selling everything just to buy like a barbell. yeah, anyway, so I had like a little home gym set up, but I just thought like I wasn't really getting enough out of it, so I started running as well. And like when people ask me how I started running or like how I got good at running, I know I can run, like I can do a distance, but I find it really difficult. Like I don't just go out and run like 15 and I'm like that was like easy breezy. It's really hard for me, and I think I'm just one of those people who's not naturally a good runner. I think I could probably run like 100 meters and I could not go any further. So I would just every single day just keep going until I get a little bit better. And I think with weightlifting, my progression was a lot quicker. With running, I just had to really persevere through it. And as you get better, it becomes more enjoyable, obviously. But at first, I hated it. I literally hated it. It was the most painful thing ever. So in hindsight, obviously now I'm much better. And I think I just had like a change of a look, which, to be completely transparent, was a little bit difficult for me at the time because I started booking a lot more work with modelling, and I'd obviously become like my body shape had changed a bit from like being a bit more muscular to a bit more slimmer, and I just started booking a lot more work. So I think that was partially what was a bit difficult for me to kind of wrap my head around, because I found that it's quite like a slippery slope from there with modelling. Not to everyone, and I'm not blaming anyone for that, but it can be a bit difficult. But anyway, so I started booking a lot of modelling work, and was just slowly like building myself up. I was continuing with my socials, and yeah, it was doing okay. But then I moved to London October 2022 when my mum moved to Japan, and I lived in Gypsy Hill for a year with my friends, and that year was quite difficult for me. My mum had just moved, and so I was like finding it really hard. I have my dad and my sister in the UK, if anyone was wondering, so I wasn't alone, but obviously it was just like a transition because I had lived with my mum since I think I was like 14. As in, sorry, for context, my parents split when I was like 13 or 14. So I was living with both my parents, and then I was just living with my mum. So yeah, I think like I was just trying to like find myself, to be honest. And I just moved to London. I didn't have a lot of friends in London. Actually, I didn't know anyone in London. So it was just a bit of a difficult year, and I'm not that extroverted, so I think when you first come it can be a bit overwhelming. But I made quite a few friends. Work wasn't great that year, like I didn't really book many jobs, and there was just a lot going on. Like I was really going through it that year. Like looking back, I was really going through it. But obviously just, you know, I kept pushing, so I was still doing the content and picking up jobs here and there. But when I moved to where I'm at now, so many things changed for me. Like I started booking a lot more jobs on social media, and I just realised how much I love content creation and doing social media, more so than modelling. I don't like dislike modelling, and I still do it here and there if I book jobs, but it's not like social media is my full-time job, and modelling is just like as and when if people want to book me, but I don't like really push for it anymore. And yeah, I just kept going with it, and just I think my social media all changed. Oh my god, I feel like I've been speaking for like 20 minutes. I love how I started this off being like, let's make it short and sweet, and now I'm like, right, and then the next day. Wow, I really hope I'm not boring you. So my social media, I think the changing point for me was when I started posting what was me as opposed to when I started posting what I liked as opposed to what I thought people would like from me. So I used to only really post certain like fit pics and aesthetic stuff, and like as much as I still like doing that, but that's not me, like that's not solely me. Like I like that, but there's so many more things that I love more, or as well as like fitness. I stopped posting fitness stuff for ages. Cooking, I never used to post my cooking stuff because I low-key thought I'd give people the ick. The second I just started kind of not caring so much about what people would think about me, what people would say, and I would just post what I wanted and what was just like a bit more authentically me. A few of my videos did really well, and I just realised people liked it, and I don't know, it really meant a lot to me because obviously that was me. So yeah, I think from that point on I just started booking a lot more work. I left my agency, which was a really good decision for me, and from that point on was when I made content creation my full-time. Like I committed to it being my full-time. Before it was a bit of a split 50-50 with content and modelling, and then I left my agency and then it became my full-time. So yeah, and then obviously here I am. So I think when I left my agency, I think when I moved into this flat and I started booking more work was when I was thinking, oh, like maybe this brand idea of my own could actually happen. Like maybe I could actually make it work. And obviously I'd always wanted it to, but I didn't know if I could make it work. And I started booking more jobs and building my platform, and it just suddenly all became quite possible for me. So I started working on it and pushing for it, and then I launched it, was it last month now? And yeah, now here I am. So that was a much longer story than what I was gonna go into, but that is how I got to where I am, and hopefully long may it all continue and everything. Okay, let me stop talking about that now. Do you have a boyfriend, or are you focusing on yourself? I do not have a boyfriend. No. I am in my me era, you know? Dog or cat person? Oh! I've always been a dog person because I had a dog growing up, but obviously I'm a mother now to some kitties, so definitely a cat person. If you know me, you'll really know that. Are your teeth real? Yes, they are real. I had braces growing up. My teeth did not used to look like this. Like I had real overcrowding, and like they were, you know, there was a lot going on. But I had teeth removed and then braces. But I've never had like veneers or anything. People have asked for the recipe for the raspberry danishes. I'm gonna put it in the the caption, whatever it's called on YouTube. I found a reel on Instagram. Oh, sorry, Kenji. So yeah, I just copied someone else's recipe, so I'll link it below. Advice for beginner runners. Okay, I know this is really not helpful, but just keep going. Like, just keep going. I know how hard it is, like, believe me. I remember in lockdown running with a friend, and we were doing 5k, and I literally, every time we ran, I just thought, I'm never running ever again. I'm just never doing it ever again. And I hated it so much. It's so unenjoyable when you're not a good runner. But just keep going, keep pushing. Don't put pressure on yourself to like have to a certain distance or have to a certain weather. Just keep going with it and you will get better. It's just perseverance, and make sure like you have good shoes because you don't want to get injured, and it does make a difference. I didn't really believe when people used to say that, but it does make a difference. And yeah, like put on like a good playlist or listen to a podcast. I have to listen to like really upbeat like drill music to get me through, because I just need someone really pushing me. I think if I was listening to a podcast I would just stop, but I think that says a lot, and I've been running for a while. You'll probably be a lot better than I. Your progression might be faster than mine, but honestly just keep going and you will get better. You just have to push through it a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's not the best advice, but You know, I sometimes get really weird, like, men saying really weird stuff in my Q&As, and it's just like, this is for the girls, you know? Get out. What phone do you use to take photos? I have a 15 Pro Max, which is great. I really, really like it. I think it's great. That's all. Which cookbooks do you like? I have a few cookbooks. Okay, let me show you what my favourite ones are. This is the first one, which I've written in all of my favourite recipes from my mum, because she's an amazing cook. So is my dad, actually. But I did this before she moved to Japan, so I have like handwritten my mum's recipes and some of my grandma's. This, which my friend Lauren got me for my birthday, is such a good cookbook. This one, and I have another one called like Tokyo, I think. Just nice like Japanese inspired recipes, and I think with Japanese cooking it has like the same base normally, so it's quite good because it's quite it teaches you quite a lot of like the main ingredients that you use in Japanese cooking, and obviously I cook a lot of Japanese food. Oh, this is the other book, the Tokyo one. Tokyo Stories is a good one. And then I like this. I think if you're trying to learn how to cook this kind of style of cooking, and like similarly to the Japanese cookbooks, what the basics of ingredients that you need to cook Caribbean or Jamaican food, I would say this one's really good. Obviously I'm not Jamaican or Caribbean, so I can't confirm if it's, you know, as authentic as it can be, but it's a good one if you want to be inspired, you know? There's a few questions regarding models for off-duty. Thank you so much to all the girls that replied wanting to model. I have finalised my models now, but there will always be opportunities for modelling with off-duty, so I will remember the names of the girls. Like, I don't want to bait your name out, but like, there's a girl called Alice who's been asking. I will remember you for a future shoot, so please don't worry. It might not have been this time, but to the girls that did reply, I will continue to put those Q&As up for other opportunities, and there are names that I will remember. So yeah, thank you for your interest. What shoes do you run and train with or in? I am currently using the Hoka Skyflow to run. I used to run in the Nike Alpha Fly, I think that's what they're called, and then the Vapor Fly. I know that Alpha Flies are really popular, but right, sorry to be TMI, but they give my feet the worst blisters. Like, they are so uncomfortable when you wear them for long runs. And even though they're great, like they're so bouncy and they make me go so fast, really hurt. And they've not got like a long wear, and they're really expensive. So I think they're really cool and they look great, but I'm not buying them again. They're too expensive for what they are. The Vapor Flies were good, but I just felt too close to the ground. Like, I didn't feel like I had as much absorption or like cushioning as I wanted. I'm now trying the Hoka Skyflows, and I love them. I've had no problems with them. They're great. And I've done, my longest run was 18 in them, and I didn't have any problems. So, and they're just more affordable, I think. Okay, this is a question about the raspberry Danish things that I made, and someone asked about how did I make the pastry or biscuit part of the tart. It's like a bread, it's like a sweet bread. So you make a dough, proof it, and then when you cook it, it's like a bread. But again, I'll attach the recipe below. But it's really, really nice. Where did you get your recipes from? Cookbooks, Instagram, TikTok, my mum, my dad. All sorts, to be honest, but they're the main ones. I'd say TikTok is a really good one. Favourite books or what you're currently reading? So my sister lent me her book. It's called The Housemaid. Guys, it's so fucking good. It's so good. I finished it in like 2 or 3 days, and now I'm reading the second one. It's a trilogy, I believe, but so, so good. Okay, when is the bag from Off Duty dropping? Not anytime soon, sadly. Not super soon, like it won't be this year. I had a few issues with the supplier, so I'm gonna try and work around that and try and get it possible for it to come out for you guys, because I know that people have been really interested in the bag and I really want to bring it out, but I also want to make sure it's right, you know, and I've just had a few difficulties, so hopefully the beginning of next year, hopefully. Can you show us all of your tattoos? Okay. This was my first tattoo. When I was 19, it says "Love is indivisible" in French, which was something that my granddad said. I have a tattoo, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Can you see? Here? It says GI, which it means self-love in Japanese. And then on my back, can you see? I had La Vie est Belle down my spine, but I wanted it in red, but it was done in black by accident, which is fine, don't worry, it's been sorted. So then I got a red dragon to cover it because I was born in 2000, which is the year of the dragon. And obviously we have some dragons in like Japanese mythology and stuff. Any hoodies coming out for off-duty? Maybe. Stay tuned to find out. What do you look for in a man? What don't I look for in a man? Okay. Do you drink? I'm assuming you mean alcohol. Yeah, like on occasion, yeah, if there's a reason to, but not really so much anymore, because I think I can get like anxiety when I drink, and I just feel slow for a few days, and obviously like I'm busy with work and I just can't really afford to let it affect me for that long, and I don't even like drink a lot, it just kind of happens anyway. And then obviously like being into like fitness and everything, it just slows me down too much. What names did you have in mind before off-duty, and why did you pick off-duty? I had a few names in mind before off-duty, like I had a few Japanese names. I had Kazan in mind. Hana, I wanted to call my brand Hana, which is flower in Japanese. And I initially wanted to call my brand Yuki, because my grandma was called Yuki. Yuki means snow in Japanese. But I went for off-duty because I was actually brainstorming ideas. Wait, I was brainstorming names of collections, and like what I would want to come out with. And I was like, oh, off-duty would be a good one, because like obviously I'm a model and like all these things I do are like model off-duty. And then I just realised that off-duty was a really good name, and then it stuck. So that's where that came from. This is such a nude lipstick, I just go over it again. And then I hate this line, so problem solved. Do you get any Botox or filler? Okay, so I don't have any Botox. Although saying that, I actually would like to get some Botox. I want to get like just because I feel like it, you know, but I don't really care for it, like I don't really feel like I need it or anything. So I don't have any Botox. I had a lip flip a while ago, which is Botox here, but it didn't last very long, I'm not gonna lie to you, it didn't really do anything, so no. I have had filler in my lips, but I haven't had it done for like 2 or 3 years. Let me dab my lips because they're looking a little bit too, like, you know when people have foundation lips, that's kind of what it was looking like. Does that look a bit better? So I still obviously have filler in my lip because my top lip was a lot smaller and shorter than my bottom one. So because it looks proportionate now, so obviously there's still filler in there, otherwise it wouldn't look like that. But I haven't had it done for like 2 or 3 years, and I like them how they look at the moment, so I don't have any intention of getting them redone anytime soon, unless I feel like they are looking a lot smaller. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as it is. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't think I am. So that is the finished makeup. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know how much of this I'm going to have to edit out because I feel like I've just been like chatting for so long. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you stayed this far, I don't know how you have, but thank you so much. I know I say this all the time, but I will try my best to be a little bit more consistent with YouTube. I don't know if this video will come out before or after, but I have a weekly vlog that I'm filming as well. So there's 2 YouTube videos coming out soon, or that are both out. So yeah, I will try and be as consistent as I can on YouTube. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is the finished makeup look. I think that's all really. So I will see you in my next video. Bye from me and Kenji and Rocky, but Rocky's in my room and I don't want to disturb him.